When setting goals, there's two main focuses. What is my inspiration and how can I get there? Hello everyone, this is Mitten with part 2 of Cornerstones of Improvement series. This will be covering a topic many know but don't apply properly. Goal setting. A lot of players invest too much time on a current long-term results-driven goal, such as being number 1 player in your region, but forget to subdivide that big goal into a more controlled, mastery-driven process. Results-driven goals are good, but they are mostly meant to be used as a type of anchor or motivator. When you feel you're not as invested into your practice, this end goal will often keep you on your toes and help you grow more interested in your actual goals, the short-term goals. Now, you have to ask yourself personal questions to ensure that work is done properly. I will be going through these right now and an example of how they can be used. Ask yourself the following questions. What is your surrounding environment? In Smash, this surrounding environment could be the player base. As an example, we could have a region with 3 Palutenas, 2 Chroms, 5 Pac-Man players, 1 Inkling player, and 7 Mario players. With this knowledge, you now have an idea on what matchups to prioritize. For example, you could start with Mario matchup first, then the Pac-Man matchup, and then the Palutena matchup. This is because when playing in a bracket environment, you'll have a less chance fighting that 1 Inkling player than the potential 7 Marios. You'll essentially be giving yourself a better fighting chance. Upon learning these matchups, you will then learn their strengths and weaknesses, their common playstyles, their gimmicks, and how to exploit certain player habits. Learning this one matchup can also help out in learning future matchups, because there's a lot of knowledge gained from one matchup that can be universally applied to others with minor tweaks. Using these learning points, you can then ask individual questions as well, such as, how good are you at beating these matchup strengths? What are the character gimmicks? Playing at the ledge, spamming projectiles is a gimmick, for example, and is abusable because stage control beats this, so this is something that you must learn. Mashing forward air to cover jumps is also a gimmick. You essentially beat it by playing grounded. Now, another question starting from this is, what am I doing to beat these gimmicks? This involves VOD reviews, so you can always keep an eye out on your own playstyle and see what you are doing wrong. Because you already know how to beat it, you would only have to learn how to replace this style. These goals are all driven around the initial question, what are your surrounding environments? Now, let's try another example. How good am I right now at all aspects of play? This one is a little bit difficult, but you would need to completely scale your rating from 1 to 10, being completely honest with yourself. How do you think you do against people of your same skill level when it comes to things such as spacing, ledge trapping, juggling, edge guarding, combos, not getting hit, among others? A good way to gauge this is to record a complete set against someone, analyze it, and from there you can carefully gauge your own skills. Once you have a good idea, target the points where you're worst in and grow on them right away in order to build a very solid foundation for yourself. So let's take an example. Looking at your skill graph, your current worst attributes, assuming you rated them properly, are measured in how well you dominate each skill set. Looking at a chart I created, your current skill rating on skill A is pretty low with a 2, meaning you don't feel too comfortable in doing this. Meanwhile, skills B, E, F, and G all seem pretty balanced right now, which means you have a pretty okay understanding about them. But H and I are definitely down there as well. Meanwhile, C, D, and J are all very comfortable skill sets for you. So your main goal then is to tackle the points where you do not feel comfortable at all, and make sure you balance them out, at least an average score being around 4 to 5. This skill chart will be subjective to your own personal bias because you're gauging your skill level around people of your same skill. So It is very likely that this skill graph will consistently fluctuate. However, you will be consistently increasing your skills based around your current skill level. Now, because this skill chart will be subjected to your own personal bias plus your own personal experience, the more you keep improving on this skill chart, the more changes you might see, the more openings you'll find upon critique. Now, if you struggle to find any sort of openings on your own skills, then this will be a perfect chance to expand upon your perspective and ask questions from a knowledgeable source, either a better player than you, or you could perhaps hire a coach. Once you have these questions answered, make sure you have specific, focused, measurable goals. It could be something as simple as, I suck at confirming landing nair into back air. You can write down then, confirm 10 nair into backers in a row. You can start with doing them on training room, so you can then have a very solid grasp of it. Then do the same in actual games, but instead of doing 10 landing backers in a row, it will be landing as many landing backer into nairs as much as possible. This is a goal you can initially track to see how you perform at first, and you can physically see yourself completing it. These are the type of goals that even though you lost the game, you know you're doing this, so you see your own improvement in a non-subjective manner. And remember, the feeling of negativity after a loss comes from a false perception created from it. Players believe that when they lose a match, suddenly they lose some sort of perceived skill. Rather, the opposite is very often true. The more you play, the more opportunities there are for you to learn and to continue growing, especially. After losses, remind yourself of the process. Believe in the process, your journey, and take away from your losses as well as victories the lessons learned. If you like this video, please consider subscribing as it helps me create more content for you all. As most of you know, I offer Smash Ultimate coaching, so if you're interested in getting coached by me, the video is in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching the video and hope you all have a great rest of your day.